I've been going to Essence before working for Essence.
Okay.
Before COVID.
Okay.
So I've been going pre-COVID to my friends from college.
Period.
And have a good time. So this was my second year actually working, getting booked by Essence. So this year I was the host of one of their panels. Well, not panels, on the stage, one of their talks.
Okay.
So I hosted it was Essence After Dark.
I know that's right.
But it was in the daytime.
Not it was in the daytime.
It was in the daytime. But me and they had a sex therapist on stage, so I asked her questions, and then she got to answer questions from the audience. So it was a really cool little panel.
I love that. This was my first year there, and I worked the whole goddamn time.
Yes. So I will say this. So last year when I did Essence every day.
Okay.
All 3 days.
Okay.
And it was from 1 to like 4, and then so I was in the convention center all day because I also contract with Black Women Health Imperative.
Okay.
And so when I'm not on the Essence stage, I'm with them.
Okay.
So I am working. So I don't get to do like the traveler, the fan
right.
thing. I'm there as a worker.
Okay.
And so it's a very different experience when you're working Essence and then when you're going to Essence as a lay member.
So I may have to go back in 30 years when I'm the age demo.
Okay.
Well,
Weezy.
Not calling me Weezy now.
Sorry,
look, we talking about what it is, child. What's crazy is I ended up getting able to party and have a good time.
Okay.
I also love that they're having the talks around sex in this space.
Okay.
Because it's still very much like still not being had.
Right.
And I guess I'll start with what the weekend kind of meant for me, and we'll get into even where I'm at with this topic as a whole, right?
Okay.
So this was our like first time really being invited to Essence.
Okay.
In the 8 years that we were doing even horrible decisions.
Okay.
We were invited maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
The offer was basically like, here's some pennies, but we would have had to pretty much pay to be a part of it. We would have had to come out of pocket to be a part of the weekend. And at the time, that just didn't make sense, right? So this was our first time being a part of Essence on a large major scale. Mm-hmm. The day before getting there, it was brought to us that we were New York Times bestsellers.
Okay.
So literally the night before I leave out, I'm getting the announcement from my publisher. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was on such a high because I'm like, whoa, New York Times bestseller. That's the best, like, that's the highest accolade that you could have as an author, right? Like, the way an artist gets a Grammy, the way actors get Emmys and Tonys. Like, this is the pinnacle of being an author. And so I get to celebrate it. We finally are going to Essence Fest, which we were like, oh, we made it. And we get there, and there's a few companies we are attached to during the weekend. Mm-hmm. And as I'm checking into my hotel, I'm told that one of the companies apparently did their due diligence. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mind you, the day that I'm there.
Right.
Less than 24 hours after being New York Times bestselling authors for our book, No Holds Barred, we are told that the company wants nothing to do with our brand, that we do not align, that our brand is not brand safe. Mm-hmm. Mind you, we are 7 months into our rebrand. The book and what we actually stand for is empowering for women. Mm-hmm. And so literally did not get to feel the triumph or celebrate having this new title that I thought would stamp me as official, essentially. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it was just even more heartbreaking because it's like, okay, I'm at this festival that celebrates Black women, but on the other foot, a sexually liberated Black woman is where we draw the line. And so I brought this to therapy, and I've just been feeling really defeated lately.
Okay.
Like in terms of my branding, my messaging, what I want to put out into the universe. Because when I meet my fans, when I go on tour, when I'm at booths signing the books, the response from the women on the ground are that, oh my God, this is transformative. You've saved my life. At Essence, it was so dope to meet women in their 50s and 60s. Like, ooh, I wish I had this when I was younger. Thank you. There were so many thank yous that it becomes unfortunate that the louder voice, the bigger voice, and let's get into it. I'm not even talking about white men here. I'm not even talking about men as a whole. In other instances, and I've shared it on my other pod, I may have shared it here, I've had to fight Black women within the space to feel respected or seen, because Black women also don't want to allow other Black women to be liberated.
Right.
And it's strange for me. And so I'm not going to start off this pod bashing Black women, I promise, but I do want to open the floor to letting the audience know, like, this isn't just a patriarch versus the matriarch. This isn't just a man versus woman battle. It's like overall society and where we exist as people. And so pre-production, I was talking to Ashley and she was like, oh yeah, girl. Oh, you just found out. Black women are my biggest haters. And so where is it, or what is the tug of war between us wanting to find the freedom in existing while also trying to make other women not feel so, like, do they feel attacked with our liberation? Do they feel like we're taking them a few steps back by being liberated? What are the conversations you've been having, and what is the response from your type of content too?
So before I get to that, right? So I have a question. So the brand who brought you in, right?
Yes.
What did they think you did?
Decisions is still a, and mind you, we don't say it's a sex pod, but it's a dating and relationship pod. Bitch, when you date and you relate, you sex, okay? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because when you type in your name, it pops up.
And Horrible Decisions is still very much a part of our brand. It's still there. Mandy and Weezy are Horrible Decisions, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know.
Okay.
Mind you, a part of the rebrand was to be able to step in more spaces and kind of amplify our voices, essentially. Because I get it. Not everyone wants to call themselves a whore.
Right.
Everyone has sex, but not everyone wants to be labeled into those type of stigmas. But yeah.
And so I will say this. So Essence is very, as Mandy has said, Essence is for the 35 and older aunties, my generation of people. And so it is very conservative. Very much so. I think Black women in whole are conservative in general. Even ones who are fucking are conservative or conservative adjacent.
Okay.
Like, and particularly Essence is also, well, the magazine this from New York, but the festival is in the South. So you have women in the South.
The Bible Belt.
Bible Belt. Like, we talk about sex, but we don't talk about it out loud. It's a thing that we do hush hush. So like, even with me working with them for the last 2 years, it's still very, the content that we do is very PG content.
But outside of saying, hey, wear a condom or be abstinent, what does PG sex content look like? Like for me, from a liberating side. So is it always un-PG to advocate a woman to have sex for her pleasure or get her orgasm and not be doing it just to get a certain attention from the male gaze or to reproduce? Like outside of reproduction, I think that's my problem.
Right.
Sexual liberation is really about having your own autonomy and being able to say yes or no, or being able to advocate for yourself as a woman in the bedroom.
Right.
And so for sexual liberation to have such a goddamn negative, bad, off the wall, non-conservative stigma is crazy, because you're advocating for yourself.
And I think so, like for me personally, like professionally, I think, well, let's talk about this past Essence. So for me, they put me on the stage as the host, and they had a sex therapist at first who answered the question, which was totally fine with me. Like, she was very clinical. She was very professional.
Okay.
She was very, I cuss in real life, right? I say
Bitch,
the word,
me too. Look, I just said bitch, me too.
right. I say pussy. I say fuck. Right. So I have to be very cognizant of that when I'm in different spaces. And so like getting me to do the whole stuff that works, because I might say an answer that it might not be on brand for them. So they paired me with someone who was very much on brand. And
Okay.
so it kind of worked. For me, I am just, and maybe this is me taking the scraps, but I am just happy that they actually have, and they're allowing kind of set conversations to be taking place. And yes, so it's not on the main Essence stage, which one day I hope that one day it gets there. So it's on the little stages all throughout the room. But I'm just happy that they're at least having the conversations, and that people are at least walking away with something. I guess that's the something better than nothing kind of mentality.